Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early February 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Aquarius collective in Aquarius season, might I add, early February? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius in early February. And while we get this card out, I just want to wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you, whether it's already passed, whether it's still coming up. I really hope you have a fantastic one. And the next birthday year is very kind to you. But we got a fiery bit of energy here, my good friends, to start us off. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just seems very motivated to me, like this, a powerful energy to start off a reading with. Because usually with these cards, it's more of a subtle vibe. This one is kind of like in your face. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this very intriguing looking divine feminine figure there. It's like she's wearing battle armor, and there's like all these warm hues in the background, the yellows and the reds and pinks. So to me, it just feels very fiery, and she is pointing off in one direction. Now, for some of you, maybe you're face to the future. Maybe you're looking out to the horizon. Maybe you're not worried about what's happening right now. Maybe you're not looking too much into the past. This energy is looking ahead, which could be a good thing, as long as you're not looking too far into the future, because sometimes that could cause anxiety, right? But aside from that, I like the forward facing energy that I'm picking up here, but it does also have an aggression to it. Like, it reminds me of the Chariot, where it's like fiery and aggressive and bold. So just knowing this time, you might just have an abundance of that life force energy within you that you might need to get out in certain ways. So whether it's through physical activity, whether it's through creative means, there's like this certain aggression that I'm picking up here. It doesn't mean that you're pissed. It just means that the energy is powerful. Okay, so again, it could be somebody else where the energy is just very bold and this is what's happening. I don't even want to say it's set in its ways. It just feels very powerful. So we're going to let her chill out right there. Don't want to step on her toes. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Aquarius collective. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled A Shocking Result. We did have a tower last week, so talk about intense. We had that last week as well. And to me, it's like, it was more about the result or how something wound up, where it was like, all right, I wasn't expecting it to end that way, or I wasn't expecting it to take that turn or go that way. So just know there could be a lot of things, whether it's already happened or even bleeding over for a couple weeks, where the final result is not what you had predicted. So we're going to see what shows up this week. Yeah, and as you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Aquarius friends. What's happening in early February? Thank you. The sun. The sun has been showing out a lot. I think all the air signs have the sun, which again, I always like to say Aquarius, although you are a water bearer, you're technically an air sign. So Libra got it. Gemini got it. That's a good sign. It's a great card. It's a very good to start with it, but it's just very intense. That's the only thing. Okay. 2 of Pentacles in the center. We're looking pretty good. Maybe there's something Spirit wants you to just like tone back a little bit. Let's get one more. Thank you. And the World. Okay, so there is a very intense energy around the Aquarius collective, and maybe it has something to do with what's going on astrologically in the sky. But I'd say especially for early February, comparing the intensity I'm feeling now to what I saw filming the other signs, The Aquarius intensity takes the cake. Now, that could be good, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I always like to look at the elements. It informs a lot of the areas of life that could be important or how the energy's flowing. We got fire, earth, and then this one is just major arcana all mixed together, but super powerful, more so karmic, right? So the thing with fire and earth, they do share a commonality. They can represent outside energy, um, not the internal. So it's funny how, like, in the beginning, we had the internal intensity. Now it's like we have the outer. But fire, in position number one, the fire energy represents action. So the actions we take, the actions other people take, actions we decide not to take. Fire energy is all about vitality. It's our inner passion, our drive, our desire. And yeah, very intense, like in element and in the card meaning as well. Uh, it could just represent our motivation or our energy levels in general. It doesn't have to be bad, but the only downside to fire energy is that it could take a left on you, right? It could go away that you're not expecting it to go. It could be a little volatile and unpredictable. Earth, on the other hand, is totally different. Like, this energy might be a little too predictable, right? Earth energy represents one sense of security, balance, right? It could represent home and family. Earth energy could represent money, work, business, finance, investment, stuff like that. So we think of earthly matters, and it's usually good, but the downside to too much earth, it could feel stuck. It could feel like it's in no man's land. So, like, these two energies competing off each other, and then even this card here on the back, which is just powerful major arcana, which represents big themes. Another thing, all of these cards have little karmic undertones. So we're going to want to dig into it. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the sun. Big Leo energy. Now, that is your zodiacal opposite. If you look at the zodiac wheel, Aquarius and Leo, they're two sides of the same coin, so to speak. That's like your zodiacal twin. And I love this card. And as mentioned, it is the best in the tarot deck. I think most readers would agree that the sun is great. It, to me, represents source energy. It's light, life, and love that shines down on us. So I think it could represent blessings and abundance. This card can also represent clarity. It could represent information coming to light. It could represent aha moments or dots connecting in my head where it's like, I get it now. So there could be information popping up when this card is in the mix. The downside to the sun, even though it's very positive, all cards have a downside, is the intensity, like we spoke about a couple times already. Where, I mean, I'm sure you've been outside in the summertime. The sun could get angry and you could get a little bit of sunburn from time to time. So the energetic intensity, the overall intensity, is what I want to watch out for. Hopefully, it's intense in a very good way. But yeah, the sun could represent revealing, and it does have that. Since I link it to source, it does have that karmic undertone, but more so in a good way. So we'll see. We're gonna take a look and see how this all plays out. But I always take it as a positive first. Now, moving to the center, we have the Two of Pentacles. Cool. So we already spoke about the element itself. I always say this card, as with all twos, represent choices, decisions, being at a crossroads, make or break moment. Um, Partnerships as well. So it's big for decisions. This card in particular is extremely harmonious. A lot of readers see it that way. It's balanced, it's harmonious, it's in like a Zen state. So again, when I get the intensity here and the intensity here and the Two of Pentacles in the center, it's like, all right, either I'm toning something back or I'm trying to catch my footing or I'm trying to balance something out. That's what I think here. It's like I'm recalibrating with this Two of Pentacles. Now, if we put all that other stuff to the side, the downside of the Two of Pentacles can represent an imbalance, and it could also represent somebody that has a lot on their plate, whether it's on their mental plate, their emotional plate, even like physical world stuff, where there's like, there's so much I need to do. The Two of Pentacles is busy, busy, busy. So again, whether that's advice or the energy that you're experiencing, the Two of Pentacles could be a lot sometimes. And the fact that it does have this infinity symbol also puts it in that karmic category. Now, moving to the back end, as we get this tucked right back in by the sun, we have a very intriguing card to me. We have the World. Now, out of all the major arcana in the tarot deck, this card is the last of the major arcana. So, yeah, some people see this card and they think, oh, ending, big ending coming in. And it can mean that. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but there's just so many layers to this card that I can't just say this is only an ending. If it is an ending, I think of it more of a happy ending, right? It's not like the Ten of Swords. So, like, when I see the World, it's like a chapter closing, but not just that. One chapter closing and a new one opening. That's a big thing with this card. It is intense. It can speak about cycles. That's why this is a karmic card as well. It is a bit of a slow mover. So we're going to have to see what all this karmic undertone could be about this week, whether it's a situation itself or something that you might witness and see. The world, in my own special little flavor, I like to say, could represent the world itself. So, some Aquariuses out there, you might be a little distressed with world events and what's happening in the world today. Or there could be someone you're connected to that's putting a lot of energy into world events. Um, Overall, though, I'm not feeling nervous about it. It's just very intense since the beginning. So, I want to dive deeper on all of this, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot because, as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the sun. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, why is the sun here for my good friends? Why is the sun here? Thank you. This is good. We're at least starting in a really, really good place now. And if this is energy you got coming in towards you, I'm pretty excited for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Massive offer or opportunity. At the very least, this could be a talk or a conversation that brings you a lot of clarity and understanding, which I think is great because aces, they're fresh, they're new, they're vibrant, right? And it kind of mimics the sun when you take a look at it. But I love all aces because it's, again, an offer or an opportunity. So whether it's a conversation you've been wanting to have, whether it's a job you've been applying for, a business idea, like when I see the sun in the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, oh no, this is a good thing. You've been wanting this one. You've been waiting for this one. So for a lot of Aquariuses, you might receive something that you've been wanting for a long time, or at least you're at least on track for it. That's how this feels. Now the sun, with the clarity and the information and the Ace of Pentacles, yes, it does speak about getting that clarity. So if you are dealing with a person or a situation and you feel like there's a lot of unknowns or unknown information or angles that you don't quite see, this is someone actually giving or receiving clarity. That's just how it feels. It feels honest. It feels straightforward. It feels good. So we're just going to keep pushing forward. I think it's very good. Great energy around communication, especially if there are certain things you're trying to understand or gain clarity about. So we're going to keep going. Great for offers, and not just work offers. It could be emotional offers as well. Like, it really depends. I just like it. I think it's great. Claimable. Let's go in on the Two of Pentacles. Let's see what's up. We're going to hope that this energy stays strong all the way through. So why is the Two of Pentacles here for Aquarius? The intensity is here, but that's okay. Intense doesn't mean bad. Yeah, just trying to keep my footing here. Okay, so we do have the Queen of Cups in reverse underneath. Now, it doesn't feel bad to me, though. I mean, for some of you, you might be connected to a water sign. That could easily be it. The Queen of Cups, if she's not a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, remember, it's not gender specific. She is a strong card of the emotional state. So the ups and downs. And when I see her in reverse, it's like I'm trying to keep my footing. I'm trying to keep my balance. I'm trying to keep things under control. Sometimes you do need a vent for emotions. So again, whether it's physical activity, whether it's through a hobby, whatever it might be, there might be something you need to push energy into, especially with all the intensity I've been picking up. Like, I don't want to say you need a distraction. You just need something to push all this energetic intensity into, because I could say this might be a bit of an emotional warning. And again, it doesn't have to be you, but her in reverse, it's very much up and down. So again, with the Two of Pentacles, either this is somebody trying to find their footing, trying to find their state of balance. So if you've been going through a difficult one for a while, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, it's like, all right, I'm trying to figure this out. It's like, you ever see someone that's just learning how to ride on a skateboard, where it's like, oh, or someone that's learning how to ice skate? That's how this center feels to me. And it's like, I'm doing it, but I might fall and bust my ass any second now. So just, it feels like an emotional warning. Let's keep going. So yeah, watch for the ups and downs, because we do have some great stuff here, but then what's still lingering? There's something still lingering. But let's go in on the world. Maybe that'll give us a little more insight. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. I mean, overall, I like the energy. Like, even though there's that warning in the center, I think we got some great stuff. So why's the world here for Aquarius? Why we got the world here for Aquarius? Okay. Okay. So we do have the Eight of Cups in reverse underneath the world. Why is this? And this is another theme I've been picking up in all the air signs, where this could be a return, a revisiting of something completely out of the blue. So again, I always like to tell people it doesn't always just have to mean it's a person, right? Like it could be a hobby, it could be an old business idea, it could be a situation that you've been carrying with you where it's like, I'm going to put eyes on this again, or I need to revisit this for whatever reason. So there is this energy that does kind of return out of the blue as well. So these could be separate things. They could all be one thing. It all really depends, right? But the Eight of Cups in the upright is usually walking away, right? If this showed up in the upright under the world, I'd be like, all right, that's a clear cut closing of the book. I would say that's a clear cut ending of some type, turn the page. But in reverse, which is how it came out underneath this world, it's like, let me look at this again. Or let me give this another go. There's like something I'm missing. There's something I need to revisit. So just know there could be certain things and certain situations you're dealing with where like there might just be a missing piece of information or just something about it feels like there's a gap. That's what I'm picking up here. So yeah, there could be various things that return heavily. And I mean, for some of you, it could be karmic in nature, like a karmic return. But to me, it does kind of feel out of the blue. Like when you're least expecting it, that's when the energy pops in. But it doesn't feel bad. That's the one thing I want to reinforce. So let's go through and do a quick recap. There's some really great stuff here. And then we'll do the shadow. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we start off fantastic, fabulous. We got the sun with the Ace of Pentacles, a massive win victory energy. I said master for some reason, but it is massive the way this feels. It could be an offer or an opportunity or a conversation that brings you clarity and insight, which I think is great. Um, Honest, truthful, straightforward. Moving to the middle, and yeah, very much claimable. We have the Two of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups in reverse. I gave you the example of like someone learning how to ice skate or skateboard where they're like doing it, but they're wobbly. That's kind of how this feels to me. So it could be a bit of an emotional warning. To me, it's more so somebody just trying to catch their balance, get their bearings straight. But just watch out for the ups and downs, even if something good comes in. It's like the give take, up down, dark light. On the back end, we do have the world with the Eight of Cups in reverse underneath it. This is revisiting something. That's how it feels to me. So not turning the page fully on something. So whether there's a gap in information or something you're not quite seeing, like there's this energy that spirit wants you to revisit. So whether it's a karmic return or one that just pops up out of the blue, it doesn't feel bad to me. There's great stuff here, but it's just intense. That's the thing. There's an intensity to the Aquarius energy. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card here at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Aquarius, please? What do we got for? Okay, I'll take it. So we have the Seven of Wands and more of this fiery intensity that we started off with in the very beginning of the reading. It's been a very consistent theme this week, Aquarius. So again, I'm not sure if this is energy you're bringing to the table or someone else is bringing to the table, but the Seven of Wands, it does have some good aspects to it. I always say, and before I get into the shadow side, I love to give the positive. The Seven of Wands is very determined, like me against the world. It doesn't matter what problems or issues or situations pop up, I will get through it. I will figure it out. So I love it for that determination. But the downside to this card, one, it could feel trapped and cornered. So watch out for feeling like cabin fever or feeling cornered in some type of way. But this card can also feel like it's always something. It's like when I figure one thing out, something else pops up. And then I figure that out and something else pops up. And it does have that confrontational undertone to it, where sometimes you might feel like it's a constant fight. Uh, I'm not going to tell you whether that's right or wrong because I don't know every Aquarius' situation. I love the determination and the never quit that I pick up in it. But just watch out for world weariness and watch out for just feeling tired. That's a big thing. So we're just going to put that down right there, Aquarius. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The February subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could have a little chat. My February calendar is up, so go check that out. They usually go pretty quick. But for the February subscriber surprise, we're doing a nice different style this month. We're doing a winner's choice. So the winners, which will be 3, will have their choice of the Tarot of the Owls, the Gilded Tarot Royale, or a handmade crystal pendant from my shop, mastermetaphysics.com, once again. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards we saw in this week's reading, which one caught your attention the most, whether it really inspired you or hit you right in your feelings. Anyone that stood out to you, and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.